your television, your smartphone, maybe even the sofa in your living room. There's a good chance these things spend part of their journey on a ship. More than 80% of global trade in goods by volume travels by sea. And there's some good news. Shipping is one of the most energy-efficient ways to move goods around the world. But at this scale, even an efficient system needs to be kept running, with vast amounts of diesel. So, if we want to continue enjoying goods from around the world, we need to find cleaner ways of moving them. And that is why I am here. Welcome to the Namibian Desert. Here, a technological revolution is taking place. One which is an example not only for Africa, but hey, maybe also for the rest of the world.
A system like this hasn't been built in Africa.
What we bring to this country is new jobs, we bring them new technology.
Transitions that can create maybe real jobs, maybe for Namibians, especially for the youth.
A lot of the products that are installed in this plant are not imported from Europe. They are manufactured locally here on African soil.
Every year, global shipping emits nearly twice as much CO2 as a major industrialized nation like Germany. The shipping company CMB.TECH wants to change this with the help of green hydrogen. But first, let's start with a simple question. Why is CMB.TECH betting on alternative fuels? To find out, I'm here in Namibia's desert. Here, in the port city of Walvis Bay, people are working hard to make this intention a success. Success for CMB.TECH, success for Namibia, for Africa, and for the global future of shipping. One of them is Kampe, CTO of CMB.TECH. He explained me why his company made that decision. It's about becoming less dependent on fuel prices and energy crises, while becoming more sustainable. But how? CMB.TECH produces green hydrogen using solar power and water from the sea, with a long-term ambition of converting it into green ammonia and using it as fuel for its fleet of around 250 vessels. And Walvis Bay is where it's about to happen. Here, CMB.TECH and partners such as Industrial Automation Engineering and Siemens are helping turn that vision into an industrial-scale reality.
This is the place where the idea became reality, the hydrogen plant of CMB.TECH. And I'll be talking to experts who show me the technology and its function and to explain me why this is just the beginning of the future of hydrogen in Walvis Bay.
For example, Chief Engineer Hange, who took me for a tour of the facility. He knows the plant inside out and has a talent for explaining things in a way that even I can understand.
At a CMB Green Hydrogen facility, it's an off-grid system, meaning we are not connected to the grid. And so we have a 5 megawatt PV installation, which is the main source of energy. We have a 5 megawatt battery system, which acts as a balance between the demand and your supply. We use this energy generated, convert it to DC, where we have an electrolyzer stack. The whole idea is injecting this DC power with water through electrolyzer or electrolysis process to break oxygen from hydrogen, and then we capture the hydrogen.
When you have a hydrogen site, you need to have control of what's going on 24/7. You know how much electricity is produced, how much is basically in the individual tanks, and how much you have to produce for the next couple of days, depending on the weather forecast.
Such kind of projects need the right place to begin. And this is it. Namibia is launching the Namibia Green Hydrogen Program, a national effort to turn sun into a new energy industry. The conditions are ideal, but the challenge is real. Infrastructure, skills, and supply chains still need to grow.
Implementing this type of projects in locations like Namibia It brings a lot of challenges. We are talking about bringing new technologies to the world. Being pioneers in this type of industry, there's a lot of unknowns in terms of technology. How can you control systems from a safer distance? We value automation to a very high extent. 80% of the systems that we have, from the tracking system, from the process equipment, from the electrolyzer operation itself, the whole system is fully automated.
And a system like this hasn't been built in Africa, so we actually first of a kind, and we're lucky enough for a client like this to insist on a technology level that's top-notch.
But this project is about more than technology. It combines innovation, local value creation, and new opportunities for the region. And whether it's CMB.TECH, IAE or Siemens, everyone involved believes in the project's potential. People like Konrad from the turnkey provider IAE, or Yullen, who has been closely involved in the project from the Siemens side.
So actually on this project, we used the digital twin. We provided the digital twin. We provided the electrical equipment, the low voltage, the medium voltage, the automation system. So it was quite cool to see the plant now, because I was here when it was literally just flat land.
What makes us exceptionally proud is to be part of a lighthouse project that I would say acts on a global level to decarbonize mankind. To my knowledge, it's also one of a kind here in Namibia and Africa.
It's a new technology. You want to have reliable partners when you are embarking on this type of technology.
A lot of the products that are installed in this plant are not imported from Europe. They are manufactured locally here on African soil. And the fact that it's manufactured here means that if there is a challenge, we are able to fix it in a very fast and quick and efficient manner.
Stepping outside, the view begins to widen. Beyond the plant, it's about scale. About turning a strong vision into something that grows.
Looking at CMB.TECH green hydrogen, the future we envision is a plant, next step 250 megawatts, going up to 500 megawatts, significantly increasing the production and to export energy to Europe and the rest of the world.
Walvis Bay, a port city on the edge of the Namib Desert. And, as it turns out, on the edge of something much bigger.
We are more like a pragmatic company trying to show results, and that is a basis for growth. And that they see like, okay, now we have harvesters with 7,000 solar panels. Let's now do it with 1.8 million solar panels.
And as this scales up, the next step will follow. Turning green hydrogen into ammonia, the fuel that will power CMB.TECH's ships. Until then, the company is already putting hydrogen to use today, step by step, as a fuel for trucks or for trains.
Now we are talking about already a locomotive project that will be coming to Namibia, where we'll be decarbonizing, and using the hydrogen that we produce here to run these locomotive projects. We are already looking at maybe some marine facilities that will be coming here. So these are all, at the end of the day, trying to, how do we save tomorrow?
But what does the project mean for Walvis Bay? I spoke with the city's mayor, Johannes Chimbilinga, who sees it as a chance to create new opportunities and attract the next generation.
This is a very strong signal that Walvis Bay is ready to lead and into renewable energies transition, to attract more investors and to build real skills and a local value chain in the green energy. And this also supports the Namibians' wider goals on job creations and industrialization, not specifically only to the community of Walvis Bay, but Walvis Bay now is a strategic hub for Namibian economy. So I think the whole country will benefit from that one.
And those opportunities Mayor Chimbilinga described are already taking shape, not just in plans or projections, but in people. Back at the site, a new generation is preparing to be part of what comes next. At the H2 Academy, skills are built, knowledge is shared, and a future industry begins to grow from within. I met Abigail, one of the driving forces behind CMB.TECH's H2 Academy. She explained me why it's so important for companies to invest in local talent.
So the H2 Academy is really the platform that we will be using to prepare Namibians and our workforce for the future opportunities that's going to be in the hydrogen chain. The opportunities really are multi-layered. At a local level, we see job creation, we see investment in business. At a national level, we really see an attraction of investment into Namibia as well. And we really see Namibia being positioned as a global player in terms of the energy industry.
It's about fuel created by the sun. Powering trains, trucks, and even big ships. So it's about nothing less than decarbonizing the transport industry and creating new opportunities for the entire region and its communities.